Is Maltese and therefore European citizenship worth over $1 million US? Malta has a citizenship by investment, citizenship by exception program. They don't like to call it by investment because the EU does not like selling their passport and their citizenship. I made a video on why St. Kitts might lose EU access because of the pressure that the European Union is putting on all these programs. We don't even know the future of the Malta Citizenship program. We might even see it go away in the next couple of months and years. But for those of you that are considering it, maybe you're worth 20 million, 100 million, potentially $1 billion. I've worked with people that are worth 600, 700 million in cryptocurrency specifically. Are you going to make a great decision by joining Malta and doing the Malta Citizenship by Investment program before it closes? Let's look at all the costs, all the different processes, what you need to consider, and is it worth for you? Now, just a little bit of a background. Malta has a program where they have a 3-year option and a 1-year option. The 1-year option is the one you're most likely to choose because there's only €100,000 difference. So in the 1-year option, which really takes 18 months, a year and a half, maybe even a little bit more, you must invest €750,000 into the National Development Fund, as well as 50,000 for every dependent. Most people do these programs with their family. So typically, you're gonna have a husband and a wife, or a wife and a husband, wife, husband, and kids, a whole family. So you're looking at potentially €800,000, 850, €900,000 just in donation. It's not an investment. You actually just give it to the country. Then you also need to buy a property or rent a property. You need to buy a property for €700,000 or rent a property for €16,000 per year. So that's another €16,000 that we're adding into the application, as well as €10,000 in donation in Malta. So you basically give it to an NGO in Malta, as well as all the lawyer fees, all the different fees that come with these programs, which are typically between $100,000 and $50,000. I would say $50,000, $40,000, that's on the low end. That's more for Caribbean citizenship by investment programs. Typically for Malta, you're looking at $50,000, $100,000, potentially even $150,000 in fees, which adds up to about $1 million. 1.05, 1.1 million US dollars for the entire process. You'll get your Maltese and European citizenship and passport. The Maltese passport gives you access to pretty much all of the world, gives you access to the top 4 countries that are very hard to access with everyone else, which is US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. You can't access any of them with Caribbean citizenship. You can access them with Maltese citizenship. I've been to Malta. I spent some time in Malta. I talked to a lot of lawyers in Malta. Malta overall is a beautiful country with a lot of history. The capital, Valletta, the whole area of the capital is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There's a lot of UNESCO World Heritage Sites all over Malta, and there's also the actual oldest structure created by humans is in Malta, which is a temple, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I was there in summer, and it's just a stunning country to be part of, and I would like to be a citizen of this country. But the price tag for me just doesn't seem worth it, unless $1 million is something you can just throw out of the window. So if somebody were to tell me spend $100,000 on a Maltese passport or $50,000 on a Maltese passport, I wouldn't even think about it because I spent $150,000 on a St. Kitts passport that doesn't give me access to many of the countries that Malta gives me, and it also doesn't give me access to live in the EU and all this, and it's not such a respected passport. So I wouldn't bat an eye at $100,000 for a Maltese passport, but we're talking about $1 million. So should you consider this particular program? What I think is people that are worth over, let's say $10 million, $20 million, where you're looking to potentially replace a really good passport, like a US passport, maybe you have Canadian passport, you don't see Canada going in the right direction, or you see it going in the very wrong direction where they might tax based on citizenship, and you're making a lot of money or have a lot of investments or a lot of future potential in your investment, then definitely Malta would be a good passport to replace that other passport. If you want to replace a US passport with a passport that gives you the same visa-free travel all over the world, and you don't have any ancestry in any countries in the EU or any other ancestry around the world, then Malta is definitely the best passport that you can go with. Because if you want to spend time in the US, let's say 3 months a year, you can't do that on a Caribbean passport. You can't do it on a Vanuatu passport, a Turkish passport, forget about it. So you need to do it on a Maltese passport, and you can get this one in about 18 months. And if you're okay with waiting that particular period, you will be spending some time in Malta. This is not just a program that you can never go to Malta and you just completely forget about the country and you get the passport. No, you actually need to spend time in Malta. You need to find that property that you're renting, and you need to find the property that you're buying as well. And that property needs to be rented for at least 5 years. That's also something to consider. the 16,000 euro per year is a 5-year commitment. So you're not just buying a property or getting a property for a couple of months and then getting the passport. You're doing that for a long term. Obviously, because it's the EU, they have strict due diligence standards, and anybody in this process, if you're caught with, for example, a crime that you committed and you didn't report it, or the money is said to come from illegal activity, you'll obviously be rejected and your application will be canceled and you can never apply for Maltese citizenship. Again, they have the strictest due diligence process in all of the CBI, Citizenship by Investment programs in the world. So it's not an easy one to get. And if you come from a nationality that is sanctioned or has a lot of problems, for example, now Russians are not allowed to get Malta Citizenship by Investment, and the other nationalities around the world are not allowed to get Maltese Citizenship by Investment just because of the sanctions and the problems that they're having with the European Union. Also, something to consider is this is a program that is coming under scrutiny from the EU. So it might go away soon, and they might even revoke some of these passports. So if you're considering on getting Maltese Citizenship by Investment, I'll probably do it now. And I would be a little bit hesitant on this program just because the EU might say, hey, everybody that got Maltese Citizenship by Investment but was born in another country that is not in the European Union or got it through investment needs to go through certain procedures to live in other countries in Europe or access other countries in Europe or have visa-free travel to the US. So they might put like an extra restriction on people that got the passport through investment, just like it happens sometimes with some of these countries. Like for example, in St. Kitts, if you were born in a country that is a war zone or is considered to be a country at war, you need a visa for certain countries that St. Kitts does not need a visa. So they might add on that requirement for Maltese passports, and they might also revoke some passports, just like they did with Cyprus. When they took away Cyprus citizenship by investment, they even revoked and took away a bunch of passports. So I would keep that in mind. If you're spending a lot of money on this passport of 1 million, 1.1 million, potentially 1.2 million is a ton of money for you, and you don't see it as being a smart investment, and you make the investment and then the passport gets revoked or you get extra restrictions, also consider that. Consider the downsides and the cons. I would say for anybody, if you are worth over $30 million, let's say you're an ultra high net worth individual, which means you have more than $30 million, and you're looking to get a passport that gives you access to the entire world, and you're looking to get that passport that you probably won't need any other passports on top of that. If you get the Malta one, okay, you can get St. Kitts, but Malta's not really going to tax you on your worldwide income. They're not really going to chase you all over the world. They're not going to ask you where you have bank accounts all over the world. It's a small little island or 2 islands in the middle of the Mediterranean, and you got it through investment, so they're not really going to bother you. So if you're worth 30, 50, 100, 150 million, you want to do this program, and you want to do it fast because now is the time to do it, then I would definitely recommend it. But consider all the cons as well to it. If you're worth that amount, and you want to replace your other passport that you have, or you want to get another passport, maybe you're from Italy and you're scared that Italy might have citizenship-based taxation later, or Italy is trying to impose some restrictions on you, then maybe add on the Maltese passport on top of that, spend $1 million out of the 50 million that you have, and instead of, for example, buying a yacht or buying a home somewhere else, you buy a passport and a new citizenship for you and your family. So I would definitely recommend it at all those people. If you're watching, if you're at that net worth threshold and you're at that level, then I would definitely do it. If I was worth $50 million, I would 100% buy the Maltese passport for $1 million, and I would live in the European Union. I would access all the world. I wouldn't need other passports on top of that. I wouldn't need really a passport portfolio, apart from St. Kitts that I have, which I like. It's a great passport, connects me to it. And then I also have the Maltese, which will help me access the whole of the world. And obviously, if you're a US citizen, you can replace your US passport with that Maltese citizenship. If you want to get Maltese citizenship by investment or any other citizenship by investment program, and you want our help to do it, obviously I have St. Kitts citizenship by investment program. I know all of these programs, and I have lawyers in all of these countries to help you. Click that first link in the description, book a one-on-one call with us. Let's see if it's the right fit for you and see how we can help you get that citizenship or move abroad, lower your taxes, move to a country like here in the UAE to lower your taxes down to 0. And also check the video that's gonna pop up right here. These are the fastest passports in the world that you can get in as little as 6 or 4 months even. Check it out right now. Fastest passports that you can buy all around the world. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, the like button down below. This is the Wealthy Expat. I will see you on the next video.